Welcome back. Do remember that you can find all our top stories on channelstv.com and on youtube.com/channelsweb. You can also watch us on the go on your mobile device. All you need to do is log on to m.channelstv.com and download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows devices from their respective stores. The Channels TV and the Channels 24 apps will give you access to news and updates. You'll also have access to the Eyewitness feature, with which you can share pictures, videos, or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu and follow the instructions you'll see. Members of the National Union of Local Government Employees across the country have been advised by the Imo State Governor, Rochas Okorocha, to look beyond their clamour for autonomy. This advice was given at a two-day conference in Owerri, the Imo State capital, organised to promote the participation of women and youths in trade unionism in Nigeria.
Please, a round of applause for Comrade.
Members of the National Union of Local Government Employees from across the country are gathered in Owerri, the Imo State capital, for a two-day conference organized to promote women and youth participation in trade unionism in Nigeria. The host, Governor Rochas Okorocha, is delighted to be a part of the occasion as he tells them to look beyond the clamor for autonomy.
All of you here seated, every local government worker must look for a second office. Salaries again can never be enough. Whoever tells you that you can live with 30,000 naira a month is not true. It's not possible. And you're going to have children and pay. So every worker in Nigeria should look for second office. And the second office must be agriculture.
For the national president, local government autonomy is not just about employees, but Nigeria as a country.
Local government autonomy is about inclusive platform for participation in governance and democracy. And we believe that for any federal arrangement to function properly, there must be a platform that provides inclusiveness in approaching to our governance. And the only answer to the agitations in Nigeria today is by having this platform that will bring everybody on board.
Other participants at the conference challenged women to take advantage of this opportunity.
Most of the times, women on their own feel cheated, but today they are given a pride of place. And I want to believe that they will seize this opportunity and use it very well.
Hopefully, the decisions made at this conference will help move forward the affairs of the local government employees across the country.
So, comrades, we'll very quickly...
The Yobe State government is putting measures in place to curb deforestation activities in the state. But the Deputy Governor, Abubakar Aliyu, has inaugurated a 13-member committee to check the activities across the state.
The Yobe State government had entered into agreement with the federal government through the Agency for Green Wall for the planting of 3 rows of trees for a distance of 40 kilometers on both sides along the Trans-Sahel Road. This project has started in earnest, and inshallah will ensure continuity and sustainability for the ultimate achievement of environmental protection and sanitation in the state.
Yobe State Governor Abubakar Aliyu. Now, the world is witnessing a rapidly increasing impact of disasters caused by a combination of natural hazards and vulnerability, which of course is constantly threatening people's lives and property. Nigeria is not left out of this, as the past months heavy rains have wreaked havoc in Lagos, Benue, Plateau, Katsina, Imo states, even though residents along the river Niger metropolis have been alerted by the National Emergency Management Agency on the high risk of flooding. Today we have with us Mr. Michael Akindele. He's a General Manager, Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, to discuss this issue. Thank you very much for joining us across Nigeria.
Good afternoon. First of all, let me correct that. Michael Akindele is not my name.
Okay.
I'm Adesina Tiamiyu.
Okay.
The General Manager, Lagos State Emergency Management Agency.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining us on News Across Nigeria. Now, we know that not all disasters can be changed. We can't do anything about natural disasters.
Yeah.
But can the impact be reduced?
Of course, yes, we can reduce the impact. Now, before flooding, NEMA usually releases information about, predictions on what the pattern of rainfall will be. And when this is released, we sit down together and map out strategies to inform our people what they should do. Now, for instance, before the last flooding came in, we sent out releases that those who live, on the plain should relocate. And if you're driving, we gave advisory. For instance, if it is raining and you are driving in the rain, the first thing, your vehicles must be in good condition. Again, your wipers must be, very good. The blades, especially, it must be able to wipe clean. And you don't have to drive through waters because you never can tell that there may be a pothole or something in front or a crater. And then you run the risk of going into them. And then we also have people who live on the watercourse to relocate. Look at people around Agility, Maidan, Ajegule, and all of that. It's a seasonal thing, and they know this. We go around there to sensitize them and tell them, in the next few weeks, the water level will rise. When you notice a rainfall that is becoming torrential, the advice is that if you don't have anything to do outside, stay indoor. Keep your families close to you. Monitor your children. And then if you have to go out, be careful, But for the state, our own is, first of all, to ensure that the water lines are open for water to seamlessly drive through. But we also have the challenges of people not complying with regulations. Of course, that's another major challenge which we are facing, of course, and the governor has given the go-ahead to face it headlong.
Which brings me to my next questions. We know that actions by various people actually affect these things and make them worse, like oil spills and lack of care of the environment. What can the society do to prevent this one?
Now, the issue of oil spillage, it behoves of anybody who works within the oil rig. There are system checks that all of them must, regularly ensure they undertake. If you do system check regularly, there are control measures that will tell you system one, between a point to the other, is leaking, ruptured pipelines, and all of that, apart from the sabotage that we witness. But there's also that mechanism for them to check. It is also for them to check. Pipeline runs across the state in the southwest here. A few weeks ago, along the Lagos-Ibadan Express Road there, we were alerted to a ruptured pipeline leaking diesel. And someone somewhere set off fire, on the bush path, and it caught up with that. But by the time we got there, they've already put it down. But that's what we are saying. They have people who monitor their pipelines. Okay. So we should put their eyes on that too.
Yeah, we know LASEMA actually just had its third summit. What were the resolutions? Some of the resolutions, can you tell us?
Now, the summit is about what should we do as a region. Southwest
Did you say anything about collapsed buildings?
Yes, we also said something about that because that's why Lagos State Building Control Agency was part of it. We want to know what exactly are the challenges you face in doing this. We brought industry stakeholders, we brought emergency workers of various types into this, and then we all laid the cards on the table for everybody to see. And then we decided, look, rules must now be enforced. You don't have to wait for disaster to happen before someone is picked out. We must enforce rules. Then again, we must also upgrade our equipment. Lagos State government has done tremendously well in this angle. If you look at our yard in Kappa, Oshodi, you're going to see quite a lot of heavy-duty equipment costing millions of naira. And that's why today we've been able to respond to some of these emergencies. We also noticed that we come so many times along this Lagos-Ibadan Expressway corridor. And that's just because the government has given us the go-ahead that wherever emergency occurs around our vicinity, we should have, because if it happens there and we don't respond to it, the backlog will fill in Lagos. So we now ask other states to also do something to complement what Lagos State is doing, so that within the Southwest, we will be able to embrace ourselves, and put a system in place where when it is happened to one, we see it as happening to all. And then that response will be sweet.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tiamiyu. I'm sorry for the other mix-up.
No problem.
Thank you very much for your time on News Across Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
And when News Across Nigeria returns, we have more stories for you. We'll go to Benue State and also Anambra State. Please stay with us.